Hi, accounting class. It's another great day to do some accounting. Today we're going to be looking at the Chapter 3 practice quiz. I'm going to be using Microsoft Excel to solve this. It'll do the calculations for me. To get started here, we really need to figure out the equivalent units of direct material and conversion cost. So we're going to start off by making our table. We need to keep track of beginning work in process. We need to calculate started and completed, and then ending work in process. If you wish, you can add another column in here. This is going to be units transferred out. Again, that one's optional. And then we can just keep track of the totals. Alright, beginning work in process. Right now we're just going to do whole units. We can find both the beginning work in process is right here, the 1000. I'm going to get this centered. Press Control 1. Oh, of course. Come on. Alright. The ending work in process, it tells us right here the 2,000 gallons. Notice June 30th indicating any balance, so it's 2,000 units. Started and completed, this is always the challenge. We need two numbers, we need to subtract them. It needs to meet the definition of both started and completed this period. So we can take this number, the 14,000, these are the ones that were started. They were placed in production this period. Just because they were started does not mean they were completed, so we need to back out the ones that were not completed. The ones that were not completed is down here, the 2,000. So one calculation will be the 14,000 minus the 2,000. Alternative, yeah, that will work. I mean, the other way is taking the 13 minus the 1, you get to 12,000 as well, but either way works. Units transferred out is just going to be a subtotal, so I press Alt-Enter to add up these two. I'm going to go and copy it over. Right now it's 0, but when I add numbers it'll change. And the total will be the two numbers above it. Ending work in process, and units transferred out. I'm going to copy that formula over as well. It's just the summation of the two above it. Again, it's 0 now, but it'll change. Then we need to keep track of the equivalent units for direct material and for conversion cost. Remember, direct materials are 100% accounted for in the period that they're added to the process. We did not start these this period. We started them last period. That's why they're in this beginning work in process, so this number is always 0. Started and completed row is always 100% across the board, so it's going to be equal to that number. And so is conversion cost. So notice it's 100% across the board, 100% of the whole units. The ending inventory, we did add this period, so we're going to mark that down as 2,000. Alright, conversion costs, we need to be aware of what work we completed this period. These units were already 25% done, so we got 25% of it done the previous period, so we need to do the other part of the job, the other 75%. 100% minus 25% is 75%, so we're going to take the whole units times 0.75. Ending work in process, we do not flip around, so it's 25% done because we got 25% of the work done this period. So we're just going to take the whole units times 0.25. So notice you don't flip that one or take the 100% minus it. We only do it for the first one. So effectively this one's 75% because it completes the job, and this one is, we just take it as given, the 25%. Alright, now we have our equivalent units for both direct materials and conversion cost. This would be the equivalent units for direct material. This is the equivalent units for conversion cost. Now we need to determine the cost per equivalent unit. So the total cost of direct material is equal to 84,000. It's right up here. What we're going to do is take that 84,000 and divide it by the equivalent units of 14,000, and we'll get our cost per equivalent unit. We'll go and see if it has decimals. It should. No, it's a nice even $6. Same thing here, but we need parentheses for this one because there's two things that are conversion costs, the labor and the overhead. So the 41,250, the 11,750, and we're going to divide it by the equivalent units for conversion cost. And you get the $4. Alright. Now we need to value out the units transferred out. Alright, this one's the longer calculation. What we're going to have, first number you write down is this 13,700. This is a FIFO system, first in, first out. So that's the first cost that's going to leave is a 13,700. It's the easiest one to forget. Don't forget it. We're going to add to it, basically looking at this units transferred out row, and we're going to multiply it respectively by the rates. So it's going to be plus the 12,000 times $6 plus the conversion cost equivalent units that were transferred out times the $4, the rate for it. So you can see the calculation here. It's got the colors, what we're doing. But again, the trick there, 13,700, don't forget that beginning cost. It's the first one that has to be transferred out under a FIFO system. Now we can figure out the value of the ending inventory. All we're going to do is look at this ending WIP, or the ending work in process, and multiply it respectively by the rate. So it'll be the 2,000 times 6 plus the 500 times 4, and you'll have 14,000. What I would do then is figure out the total. The total of the previous two is 15700, and notice it reconciles or ties out to the total cost to be accounted for. You should see that relationship on any of these type problems that you do. Again, this video is for my face-to-face class that's using FIFO. If you're in the online class, it's using weighted average. It's a different approach. Maybe I'll make a separate video for the online classes, but this one's just for the face-to-face one classes. And let me know if you have any questions, but this is a nice simple approach where we have everything here. You're not going to have Excel, but you can see the math for every different cell here. Alright, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys this week for class. Alright, bye-bye.